Okay, Alvin Ends is our first place winner for fiction with his story entitled Pumpkins. Alvin Ends is a retired high school teacher. He writes poetry and prose for both the secular and Christian media. He is a farm boy from a large family. He learned to play games with his siblings and with community kids. He remembers with fondness playing table games with an aging father. Born in Saskatchewan, he and his wife now reside in Abbotsford, where he's active in several writing groups. Grandpa has come home to die. In his own house, he says, surrounded by family and familiarity, with enough caregivers to administer the painkillers. And I am co-opted to be part of the care group. Don't get me wrong, I like my grandpa, but sitting with a dying man is not my idea of fun. I find the checkerboard and set it up behind him. You play only on one color. Let's choose the black. Ignore the red. Half the world can be ignored. You win by being smarter than your opponent. Find a checker that got ahead of the pack. Pounce on it. You know, I took a pumpkin once from old Florence like that. It grew on my side of the fence. I told her to keep her vines at home, but she couldn't be bothered. In mid-season, she discovered it among all the greenery I got around my compost box, but she couldn't rescue it through the cage wire fence. Would have meant cutting it from the vine early, so she left it. About a week before the Harvest Festival, I cut it and hid it. Was she ever mad that I stole her pumpkin? Stole nothing. I took what was growing on my side of the fence, and that after warning her. She hasn't talked to me since. Florence, that's like the red squares. That's half the world you can ignore. Play on the black squares. It becomes my favorite time each day. Come home from school and head out to Grandpa's. I learn to give up. One, take two. To trade for one and await my chance. Patience, Grandpa advises. Patience is what wins games. Grandpa, I asked one fine spring when I had seen Florence in her garden, how about I make your garden for you this year? Nah, better not. Might get no overflows here. She's already got a bee in her bonnet. Oh, Grandpa, I declared. She plays on the red squares. I'll just play on the black ones. Town's having a pumpkin contest at the Harvest Festival, you know. Florence will enter. You think you can beat her? He offers. Mighty big pumpkin I took from her. Time to dig up the soil and turn in the compost. Use a spade, not a garden fork, like old Florence. I find the spade in the garden shed and begin my work. True to form, Florence comes to her side with the fork and begins loosening her soil. I say, hi there, how are you doing? The old buzzard sent me to spy on me. How come he's not out here? I tell her my grandpa's cancer, and I'm filling in for him. Your granddaddy grows a mighty fine garden every year. Cancer of what? Stomach, I answer. How come you're using a fork, not a spade? Oh, that's curable, isn't it? Lost my spade 2-3 years ago. I volunteer. I'll let you use Grandpa's. Turns the compost under, you know. I don't need nothing, she retorts. I'll just set it by the fence here then, I offer. How much is the old coop paying you? Florence asks. We're doing it together. I reveal to her. He provides the brains, I supply the muscles. Ought to be the other way around, she retorts. His brain ain't too good. Sometimes you give up one to take two, Grandpa advises me. Make 2 hills for the pumpkins, he instructs. Then on each hill place the black sheathing of the planter buckets. Face them away from Florence's view. Make her wonder what you're up to. She thinks I've been planting seeds and I'm protecting them. Then nip down to Early's nursery and buy bedding stock. Lazy Susan or Golden Boy or some such variety. Plant them when she's not looking and store the sheathing for another year. Voila, you've grown plants, she thinks. What kind are you going with? How's your granddaddy doing? Florence fires. Them fences make any difference? I stutter. He's dying. Just seeds, warms the soil. One day she asks, your seeds up yet? No, I attest. I've been wondering if it's time. Mine all came up. Got a few extra. Care to have them? Got a second prize with them last year. Red Delilah's, she volunteers. I take 2 and crown each hill. From his bed, Grandpa asks, what kind of pumpkins are we going with this year? I scurry to the end zone to crown my king. Red Delilah's, I answer. Never heard of them, he states. They grow big. Yep, they're prize winners. Well, don't let the old biddy know, he rejoins. How's her pumpkins doing? About as big as ours, I answer. Lots of time yet, he advises. Just watch who gets the first blossom. One fine June day I announce, Gramps, our pumpkins are blooming. Got 1 huge orange blossom and several big knots ready to open. Attaboy, Julian. Bet old Flo is jealous. Tell her it's Red Delilah's. That you'll give her a couple of seeds come fall. One day I ask Florence, what are you doing? Weed whacking, she says. This is a grass whip. You got to whip around your compost box. I can lend you my whip. I don't need nothing, I say, trying desperately to pull the thick rows of grass and weeds. I'll just set it out by the fence here then, she answers. What have you been doing, boy? Grandpa asks. Oh, cleaning up the weeds along the compost box. Why do they call it compost anyway? Never thought about it. Weeds decomposes, turns back to soil, decompose equals compost. Make something good of the weeds. That's your job, boy. Keep weeding the garden. Florence's vines sticking through the fence? Tell her it's okay till the vines grow. One summer day finds me composting mopishly. What's the matter, boy? Inquires Florence. Look at the size of my pumpkins. You tell old Grumps you can't possibly win the Harvest Festival. Look at this fella, must be 4 inches in diameter. I was just thinking, I never did show Gramps the blossoms, and now they're all gone, and he won't live to see them next year. The blossom in the drinking glass that you see on this night table, it comes from Florence's garden. She thought it would likely win a prize. You might as well see it. I am to say it's a Red Delilah, that I picked it myself. When I'm grandpa, I'll teach my grandchildren to grow pumpkins. You learn all the important facts of life from pumpkins, to play on the blacks and the reds. Elizabeth Schofield. Thank her so much, by the way. She's not living there now, actually. So she's coming back in July for a visit. I hope you can get to see her. First place, pumpkin. A clever, gentle, sleight of hand story that marries pragmatism with inspiration. The narrator learns to think in his games of checkers with his own grandfather and employs his newly found skills in confounding his grandfather's neighbor and pumpkin-growing nemesis. The story is well written, subtly understated, and powerful in its message of love and the hope of a kinder life. I carried this one around in my head from the moment that I finished it, playing with the possibilities, wanting to know more about the characters, their lives, and their losses. It moved me. Congratulations, Alvin.